At the age of 42, I went to an ABBA tribute concert in my city. As a huge fan of this band, I really enjoyed every single song played on the stage, with the Dancing Queen and Mamma Mia being absolutely the best performances. When I woke up the next day, I felt like amazing, joyful, full of energy and so happy after years of ups and downs in my life. I was thrilled. And then a thought came to my mind. Maybe I should buy a digital piano and start learning to play it. I would learn ABBA songs, as there's a lot of piano there, and I would love it. Back in the day when I was a teenager, I used to own a small keyboard and even took a few lessons, but I wasn't really into it at that time. 2 years later, I'm playing my Roland LX5 digital piano, and I absolutely love it. You can learn more about why I chose this gear after testing over 9 keyboards on my other video. I'm learning from amazing music YouTube creators like Dr. Mix, Cameron from Venus Theory, Frank Tedesco or Ricky Beato. Early this year I added more instruments to my collection: Korg Wave synthesizer, Yamaha SIG track and a great Color iPad sampling app. I just enjoy playing and composing. It's a passion I've been looking for years. When I heard about a music event called Superbooth happening in Berlin in Germany, I decided I have to go. So here I am on the 10th of May 2025 at one of the world's biggest events for synths, electronic instruments and music creators in the world. I'm testing amazing gear and meeting with my YouTube heroes, people who inspired me to follow my creative journey. And I'm really pleased to be there. I've been to many business events in my 20+ year career in IT, but this feels totally different. The venue is on the outskirts of Berlin, in the middle of the forest. It is scattered throughout floors, hidden rooms, auditoriums and brilliant outside areas. There are concert scenes, tents, bars and a beach next to the lake for just everybody to enjoy. And it is a perfect place where creative people from Europe and even different parts of the world meet for 3 days to enjoy their passion for music. At the gate we stumble upon the Synthesizer Museum Berlin with fantastic Mini Moog and Alessis Andromeda synth. Then Korg and many other brands inviting to their booths to enjoy the latest and greatest synths. There are small performances happening in different parts of the venue, mixed with talks, discussions and presentations. To this event I came with my friend Odysseus. He bought a Casio CDP-110 from me when I switched to Roland, and since then we have become friends, and he really got me into the world of synths and music production, as in the very beginning I was more focused on the piano playing. But then, when I came to see his great collection of synths, I was blown away. He's been playing synths for over 35 years, and the funny thing is, he did his first mixes on Atari and Cubase in ancient times of 1995. Our first goal was to see the Osmose, which is a synthesizer and a MIDI controller, offering a new experience of a keyboard playing. The gear is produced by Expressive E, and what they did is they added a second or even third dimension to a classical piano playing. It offers a highly responsive polyphonic aftertouch keyboard, but they were far beyond that by implementing lateral motion, so you can move horizontally each key separately while playing and apply pitch bending and vibrato effects. They marketed this as an expressive piano playing, which it really is. Just listen to this great performance for a while. It came out that the guy presenting this gear is Tomasz Bura, a guy from Poland, where I'm from, who moved to London at the age of 15 and is now performing around Europe as a pianist, including doing his magic on Jazz London forums. Expressive E did a great job of putting him in a booth to present capabilities of this amazing device. I'll post a separate video where he talks about Osmose and shows it in action. After going through stands of Waldorf, Oxy, Arturia and many others, we stumbled upon AKAI Professional's long desk, featuring their instruments and Moog gear. I was a bit surprised in the first place to see such mix of modern and retro brands, but later on I found out that they are part of the same holding called In Music. There was a girl from their team who was drumming on their flagship AKAI MPC-X-E. My friend was invited to play on Moog Muse alongside, and the party began.
Well, thank you very much, that was good fun.
There was a lot of positive energy you would expect from live improvised performances by people who had just met. I started to really enjoy this place. Then we went to check a top item on my gear list, which is a flagship synthesizer from Groove Synthesis called the Third Wave Keyboard version, because they also have a desktop version. A few weeks ago I watched a Ricky Tines video about Roland SP404 sampler. I saw a blue synthesizer in the background of his studio. It really got my attention because it has a very characteristic blue color and a retro design. And when I read and watched videos about this synth, I wanted to learn the story behind this boutique manufacturer. As a business consultant, I work closely with entrepreneurs and observe the journey, which is for me is very fascinating. So we are at the stand of the Groove Synthesis. We are meeting a guy there that showcases the product with this typical American enthusiasm of a salesperson. He knows all the hidden features of the device. And Third Wave is one of the most expensive synths with a price tag of $5,000. And I was really curious why. Out of the blue, it turned out that this device has 5 methods of synthesis under the hood. You know, I just learned about all of them. They had classic PPG style wavetable, high resolution modern wavetables, analog oscillator based waveforms, FM engine and wow, sampling. It's not just a reproduction of the famous Blue PPG Wave 2 synthesizer from 1981. By the way, this is the year I was born. My friend Odysseus has a lot of synths in his collection, including Arturia Polybrute, Korg Kronos X, Roland, Yamaha, Virus, and so on. I thought he would be interested in adding this distinctive device to his collection. He has bought a few keyboards recently, but it didn't bring anything new to his playing, and so he was still looking. We witnessed a perfectly crafted 20-minute presentation, and it came out that the guy showcasing the product is Bob Coover. And he's not just a salesperson, but a founder and main engineer in the company. He literally designed the DSP, digital signal processing, of this device. The story is that while working for Sequential years ago, he wanted to design a new class of a synthesizer using the PPG style wavetables. As they didn't share his vision at the time, he went out and did it on his own. I'll have a separate interview with Bob on this channel to fully present you the capabilities of the device and share with you the story behind the company. And by the way, my friend really liked the Third Wave. We talked about it in the car while driving home, and he came to the conclusion that the Third Wave desktop module plus Osmose would be a perfect combination for him. After this positive experience, we visited Moog room, which is packed with people. We didn't really like their new Moog Messenger synth. It just lacked the character in our eyes, but it's very subjective because we didn't play around too much with it. I really wanted to put my hands on the Moog Muse, which looks amazing and offers a lot. It was a strong synth, but not so distinctive in our taste as the third wave. But it is still on my wish list. Somewhere in the meantime, I had a chance to meet my heroes, as there was a meetup with user creators in the forest between the tents. Dr. Mix caught up me by surprise. I didn't really expect him to be there. A few months ago he did an amazing review and a performance of Roland V Stage. You should check it out on his channel. I was really glad to meet him in his characteristic red shirt. It was great. He was an open guy and was happy to take a selfie. And then I met Cameron from Venus Theory. He flew over from Mexico to join UV Instruments company on the booth. Great thanks to them for organizing his appearance. He really exceeded my expectation. He's a really open and humble person, just like on his videos. He agreed to meet later on for an interview, and we did chat for over 20 minutes. His voice and storytelling is second to none. You know, you can ask him to read manuals of even the most boring devices, and you will love it. Please subscribe to the channel, as I'll be posting an interview with Cameron pretty soon, so you won't miss it. I played around with Elektron Digitakt. It is one of the devices on my wish list. I like the buttons. They are not noisy and have no plastic click sound like the one in Yamaha Digitakt. They have more like a rubber soft feel. Then I moved to the Yamaha stand, and although I'm not a fan of their keyboards, I fall in love with the finger drum pad FGDP-50. What a joy to play. With ultra-sensitive pads, the screen that allows you to easily navigate through over 1,000 voices and RGB additional buttons, it's such an addictive device, it will definitely be in my collection pretty soon. I also had a chance to meet Mike Patrick, who is an amazing pianist. I watched him so many times on Anderton's TV, testing various gears with Jack. He did a little show on his own in the Yamaha corner. He's such a nice and humble guy, like 100% of talent and hard work and 0% of ego. This is rare. There is a reason why his Instagram account is called Polite Mike. My final thoughts after the event? Generally speaking, I checked all of the boxes on my list, and even more. I tested so many different instruments. I got caught up in the amazing atmosphere of the music event where people are in great moods, playing, performing, testing, discussing and sharing their passion. The weather and the location were perfect, and they served amazing coffee and of course typical German cuisine, sausages like Wursts and potato salads, Kartoffelsalat. The venue is amazing. It was very stylish with some retro design and wonderful hidden places. You can't ask for a better place to organize such an event. And I met my YouTube heroes. What can you expect more? What about things that could have been better? Small things. First of all, it would be great if they offered a dedicated space for interviews and recording of YouTube videos, where it would be quiet, with some furniture that would look great on camera. Second, I think some producers should have invested in better stands. Nord was in a tent, and they had only Nord stage and Nord piano presented. Neither Nord Wave nor Nord Electro. Kurzweil had a small stand in a tent with nobody around, and it really looked neglected, although I had a chance to test their new gear and it's pretty good. There was no Roland on the event, which was a shame, as I wanted to try some of their synths and groove boxes like SH4D. Maybe some of the smaller performances could have been better. They just didn't sound even okay. But these are just small things. I'll definitely visit next year and I'll be prepared better as I know what to look for, and I'll come for at least 2 days.